Hi, Joyce. Hi, guys. Hi. So, we'll just wait for some more people to join. Oh, that's my dog. Sorry about that. Hey, he'll be joining us. We'll make sure he's quiet. Can everyone hear me okay? This is my first live. So, yeah, welcome. So we'll have a couple of minutes before Sjana jumps in. Okay, thanks, Ash. Amazing. This is so fun. Does anyone know how I can add a title? Because that I can't figure out. I don't know. We'll just deal. If anyone has any extra... Oh, hi, Riverview Cafe Warrandyte. I'm from Warrandyte. If anyone has any extra questions, just ask away. We can ask Sjana. Cool. Well, this is fun. Waiting game. Oh, I can write a comment. Oh my gosh, now I can't get rid of it. Go away. Okay. Yep, any other questions, pop them in and we'll get Sjana on in 2 minutes. Most of the questions that people wanted to ask her were about yoga, but I thought they'd be about other stuff. So, if you have other questions. Okay. Oh, right. I made a tea for this, peppermint. Have a little drink of tea with me while we wait. Hi, Jude! Hi, Claire. Can I wave back at you guys? Hey, Claire. Yay, this is so fun. Okay. Who can I add in? Oh, Sjana is unable to join. Well, that's not good. Let me do that again. Okay, let me try that. Did that work? Oh, hello? Ah! Hey! Oh,
Woohoo! Sorry, me and technical issues, can't figure out how to work a freaking phone, of course.
I know. Oh my gosh. How
Are
are
you
you?
going? I'm good. I'm really good. I'm still struggling though. So to do this, are you having your phone like this way, or it doesn't matter?
It's facing me so I can see you and me.
Okay, so it's okay. I've done all right.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Okay,
This is
sweet.
my first live
Ever?
ever. I have no idea what I'm doing. So that's
Nor do
exciting.
I, and I've done them before, so you're doing better than me already. It's so
Oh,
good to see your face. I just want to give you a big squeeze.
virtual hug.
Yeah, we
Oh my goodness. How are you going? How's your morning?
It's beautiful here. It's like nice and sunny, a little bit windy, but other than that, it's been good. How about you?
So good. I'm looking at sunshine. It's been a beautiful week in Byron. Actually, that was my first question for you. Where are you right now? Exactly, physically, for people to know.
Physically, I'm in the loft of my parents' place.
Ah,
Yeah, back home.
yeah, amazing. Oh, that's nice.
Well,
Well,
home for the meantime. It's an intermediate place.
yes, yes, exactly. Well, it's pretty beautiful in Byron today as well. So anyone on the east coast of Australia is very lucky.
Yes, except maybe Sydney and
So if anyone's
Victoria.
from Australia
Yeah,
watching this, we
anyone
are
in lockdown.
lockdown. So Sydney has just been extended 4 weeks of lockdown, and
Have
that's
they?
now. Yeah,
Oh, goodness. Well, going out to anyone who is in lockdown, you poor things, and we're giving you virtual hugs.
I know it's awful. Hi from USA. That's cool. So I have questions for you.
All of the questions. Ask me everything.
So a lot of people were actually really interested in your morning routine.
I love
So
a morning routine.
you're a morning person. You always
No,
up like
well, I don't know about that. I used to be a morning person. Um, I used to be a lot more of a morning person before, like 2 years ago. Used to be like 9 bedtime, and then wake up at like 5 and be like, "Wow, good morning." And then the last couple of years, I guess that's just kind of changed a lot, and I'm probably not the only one. So yeah, morning routine. Love a good morning routine. I like to wake up as early as I can, and even if I don't wake up for sunrise, I still put on like 25 alarms, and I snooze pretty much every single one until
yeah,
like hours later. It's so bad. But when I can get up early, I like to get up and go for a run, get outside. And
yeah.
first thing I like to do is just like move my body. So have
Like
a
no,
glass of water, brush my teeth, and then get outside.
yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah. Only if it's like sunny though. If it's raining, I swear I just roll over, I look outside, and I'm like, no, I'm going to stay in my little cozy hole forever. And then I'll never leave.
it's hard. Motivation's
Yeah,
hard.
very
Do
hard.
do you have a focus each day or a mantra or anything when you're like thinking about your day, or it's just wherever the day takes you?
Yeah, it's normally just wherever the day takes me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think as long as you start the day well, I think having a good morning routine is the easiest way to prime yourself for a good day, and
Yeah.
setting intentions, whether those be like consciously setting those intentions or not. But I mean, for me personally, I think my morning begins the night before at least. And
Yeah.
so whether you can get a good night's sleep, and I like to write down ahead of like the night ahead of the day before,
Yeah.
what I need to get done the next day. And I like to refer to it as my get to do list rather than to do list. So it's more like you have
Yeah.
the inspiration there rather than just it being a pile of something that you don't really want to look at.
Yeah. Totally. Totally.
Yeah.
Um, you have a asana practice most days, or is it yoga, like technical traditional yoga, or do you do other forms of yoga practice throughout the day?
Um, I think it depends on how you define yoga. So for me, it's like yoga is the way that you go about things, and it's the intention behind anything that you do, any interaction, any consumption, anything at all. So whether it be like the way that you use social media, look at social media, the way that you interact with people in real life, the way that you greet the sunshine in the morning, or the way that you greet a gloomy, cloudy day in the morning. Yeah, so I do like to get on my mat and move my body. That has always been, I don't know, even before I realized it, even as a kid, moving my body, not necessarily yoga, because I didn't find yoga until I was like 18. That was always a way for me to, well, an embodiment practice before I knew what that meant. And so I have a lot of energy all the time. I don't need coffee, but I do need to like filter out the energy that I have. Otherwise it just kind of, it all gets up in here and then it's like, ah! So I like to get on my mat and move my body, but it doesn't always happen.
And for those that don't really know your yoga history, where did that start for you? I think most people will know, but if they're not knowing, if they don't know.
If you don't know, I guess yoga found me, well, that's what I say anyway, when I was 18. So I had bad depression and anxiety anxiety forever. Just always been, I was like an anxious baby even. But yeah, mid to late teens was when it kind of got worse, and I ended up leaving school early, had a suicide attempt, ended up in hospital, and that kind of made me leave school. And then I found an alternate entry into university, and so I went there just so that I was doing something with my day. My mum's a psychologist, and she was like, I don't care whether you do anything there or learn anything there, you just need to have something, a commitment to get you out of bed. She was like, I don't care if you go in your pajamas. So I did. Most days I went in my pajamas and my Uggies, and it didn't matter because I was just doing something. And I found yoga in that time. So I ended up moving up to Queensland to go to Griffith University, and I just missed moving my body. So I missed growing up. We did like swimming, surf life-saving, gymnastics, netball, tennis, aerobics, like absolutely everything you can think of under the sun. We were just a really sporty, active family. Because all of us kids, I've got two older brothers, we're all like me. We were just like hyperactive little poops. And so mum was like, go and do that so that you can sleep at night. So we did, and we loved it. And I missed doing that when I moved up to Queensland. So I just started finding photos of people doing like handstands and stuff, and yoga poses. Not that I knew what yoga poses were or how to do them correctly at all. But I would just see some and go, oh, I wonder whether my body could do that. And I would try some and it would be epic fail. And I'd be like, okay, I'll work on that one. And other ones I could do, like the handstands I could always do in versions of any sort from gymnastics when I was little. So I used to get in trouble walking up and down the grocery aisles with mum. She was like, can you just walk on your feet like a normal kid? And I was like, no.
I'll get it with my toe.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to say, because if you didn't know, Sjana and I did a retreat together by Charlotte a couple of months or weeks ago, and you breezed over that conversation.
Months ago. It's gone so quick.
But it was really touching when you shared that story with us on the retreat. And I know that you touched a lot of people's hearts, and I think maybe you get immune to it because you would say it quite often, but it's a really beautiful story, and I think it does touch people's hearts a lot. So thanks for sharing that again here.
No, thanks. No, can we just stop for a second, wind it all back?
Yeah.
For like starting these. I know that like it would be so necessary for people, especially at the moment, regardless of where they are, just the whole climate of the world, whether you're in lockdown or not, especially if you're in lockdown, but even just, I think it's really important that we all stay connected like this. And so thank you for doing that. Thank you for bringing your face on here and your energy. Okay. And so I also want to, I'm going to like flip this on you now. Plot twist, you probably weren't expecting this, but it's the first live that you're doing, and I feel like we should all get to know you better too. So I want you to answer all the questions that you've asked me as well for yourself.
I'm like seeing little comments come in. I'm like, how on earth can people answer these whilst talking? And there's a lot going on. I'm like, well, but anyway,
they're obviously better multitaskers than you and I are. Well, a lot better than I am. I know that you're a really good multitasker. I've seen it firsthand.
No. Well, I wanted to ask though, before we do even talk about like that past retreat, go back again. So where did you do your first teacher training? And did you
No,
have...
you just jumped all your questions. You didn't answer any of those yourself. That was like segue of the century.
I don't even know what the questions were.
Well, bookmark that. How did you find yoga? And how did you start all of this? How did you start State of Soul?
I was in college in Los Angeles and I was doing a dance conservatory program, an acting program. And if you missed a class, you had to make up for it teaching yoga. So I'd started going to the yoga voluntarily and I was like, oh, I actually like this better. And college finished and I just wanted to go to yoga classes. So I kept going to yoga classes. My visa ran out and I moved back to Australia and started teaching Pilates. Actually, I won a Pilates training and I taught Pilates for 2 years. And then I went to India and did my yoga training in India, which I absolutely loved. I really loved the idea of doing a yoga training away from home. If anyone's considering it, I think it was a really beautiful experience to immerse yourself in the energy. And then I came back and taught yoga and I started running 1-day events. And then I was like, let's make these bigger because they're so fun. Let's make them 4 days. And then let's get Sjana involved and make it even
Let's bring everyone on board.
Yeah. So my story of how it all started. But I just love connecting in retreats so much. I think it's so beautiful to meet people that you usually wouldn't meet, and especially different ages. I think on our retreat, it was so nice to have different ages, different walks of life come in. And I think it's so special. So
it really is. That was like the breeziest little intro, and I have so many questions. What college did you go to? How?
I know.
So you were born and raised in Australia. Obviously, you've got an Australian accent.
Yeah,
Where?
Born in Brisbane.
We didn't even have time to sit down at the retreat and do this. Like, what?
Next retreat. I feel like questions I want to ask. Anyway, I was born and grew up in Melbourne, and when I was 18-ish, I think 18 or 19, I moved to LA. Went to college at American Musical and Dramatic Academy, and amazing experience. And
is that common for them to be like, hey, if you miss a class, you've got to go do yoga? That's like the coolest thing I've ever heard.
That, yeah, you had to, if you missed more than 5 classes, you failed the subject.
Yeah.
And I didn't even want to know what a failed subject meant for international students. It wasn't, I don't know.
No.
You had,
yeah. I will go. I will just be there.
Yeah. But I will go to yoga first.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool because I'm still connecting with some of the people that I went to college with. And some of them have worked for some amazing American yoga companies that I can ask them questions about and connect with yoga teachers over in America. So yeah, that's been really cool to reconnect with people from college too. And you have lots in America.
I know. I got heaps of good friends over there and I miss them all because it's been so long. So shout out to all my LA friends. Well, shout out to all my international friends. Anyone who I love who's overseas. And I love anyone and everyone who I've met. So anyone who's not in Australia and anyone who's in Australia, we miss you and we love you. End of story.
Go and be wherever you are. Basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell me about your teacher training.
I want to hear more about yours later too. I feel like we should just start a podcast and then you need to come on it and you need to tell me everything because I want to go like into a deep dive into everything that you are. Look at you. You're just a little shining blossom angel fairy sparkle rocket and I love it.
You're amazing because you just give everyone a glow up. Everyone just needs to be around you. I think they just need to experience a day with you.
I think you're just you're like embarrassing me and making me hot just being around you. I'm like flushing and sweating. Stop it. Stop it. But stop it. But I will. I'll tell you all about my teacher training. So I did my initial 200-hour yoga teacher training in Byron Bay. In Bungeland country. So I did it at the Byron Bay Yoga Centre, which is kind of like hidden down the back if anyone's ever been there, past the Arts Centre, in that kind of area. Beautiful. It's still walking distance to the beach. So not every day, but some days we would take our lunch breaks. We'd eat quickly, not that you're supposed to, especially on a yoga retreat, but we were quick, go to the beach, run off, get in the water, and then you pretty much have to go straight back. But yeah, that was great. And that was immersive as well. And like you, I would 100% recommend to anyone considering doing a teacher training to, well, I mean, it would be different for everyone. There'd just be totally different experiences. And I don't think you or I have experience doing one online. So I don't know what we're missing. I just know how good it was to be there in person.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Like, I would still love to do one online. But I think just for a big 200 or a 300 hour, it just felt so magical to be there. And I crying a lot and just going through so many different emotions and self-realizations. It was just so amazing.
That's why I would recommend it to anyone and everyone. Like, regardless of whether they want to be a teacher, a yoga teacher, you learn so much about yourself. It's just, they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
I want to one day be able to host teacher trainings. I think that would just be the next coolest calling ever. Just to be like, okay, you guys want to learn about yoga? Let's all get together. And then it would just be like a full-time retreat / learning, and it would be phenomenal. And we'd all have so much fun.
Oh, I love how people's little questions in here. I keep forgetting to check them. Sorry.
Oh, it's Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa.
And you did a 300 hour. Did you do that in Byron too?
No, I did the 300 hour in Bali. So I did that a couple of years later. I did, in between those, I did a couple of 50 hours because I don't know whether people know this, but when you sign up to the Yoga Alliance, which isn't necessary, but it's just like something that everyone does. It's kind of like, it gives you a bit of accreditation, I suppose. It's weird. It's like, I don't know why we all do it, but we all do it. Yeah. And part of that is that there's continued education hours until you've got your 500 hour, or for 3 years. I can't remember what it was exactly.
It might have even.
Yeah, it probably changes all the time. And so I had to do at least 50 hours of continued education, which is like a 50-hour teacher training, let's say, each year afterwards. So I did a prenatal teacher training in Uganda at a place called Shanti, Uganda, and that was life-changing. That was one of the most beautiful experiences I have ever been a part of. Like, that was just phenomenal. The way to, like, just seeing and witnessing the way that not even the way that they birth, because we didn't see any births per se, but just their whole energy around it and their thoughts and mentality and their approach to it as a culture and as a society, and especially as women. They don't fear it because they're not taught that it's painful. They're not taught that it's scary or something to be feared. They just have total trust in their bodies, and they know that it's their birthright, and that even if it's their first child and they have no idea what they're doing, their body was made to do that, and it will happen. And it was just, it was so beautiful. So, and then these little babies just like all of a sudden appeared all the time. Like, these women would be like in our yoga classes in the morning, and the midwife would come and be like, hey, it's time to push, like, you're 10 centimeters now in a child pose. I just gave you a sweep, you're ready to go. And she was like, no, I finished yoga. I was like, you're kidding me, you're a legend.
So cool.
And like, they're just so connected to themselves, like to their, it's beautiful. I could go on and on about that. And seeing the placentas, that was next level. Anyway, so I will tell you all about that another time. And then I co-hosted a 200-hour training, and that was in Nicaragua. That was beautiful. And you would love it. You and I should just go. We should just go to Nicaragua and like Costa Rica, just live over there for a while. The avocados the size of my head. Like, I have a small head, but like they were huge. And these guys would carry like buckets of like 400 on their heads. And I was like, how are you doing that? You would be an amazing inverter. Like, your headstands would be like, hey mom, look, no hands. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And then I did my 300-hour in Bali with a company called Yoga East West. And that was so cool because it was merging yoga philosophies and teachers from both the East and the West cultures to make it a really integrative, just a holistic approach to it. And that was so cool. That was so cool.
So it's with State of Soul. We're very much a modern street company, but obviously honoring the traditional practice. But I really do like integrating the modern Western aspects as well, because we do live in 2021, so it is modern. So I think that's really special. That's really nice that they did that and put it in their name to integrate it. Yeah,
it is. The whole company is based around that, so it's really cool.
Yeah. So cool. I was going to ask you, when did, for you, obviously you're known as the yoga girl on Instagram, when did it become a thing for you? Did you have a blow up moment on Instagram with yoga? Or were you always known for yoga on Instagram? Or how did that come about?
I didn't know I was referred to as the yoga girl on Instagram. I thought yoga girl was referred to as yoga girl on Instagram.
Sorry. Just have like such a beautiful Instagram with so many amazing yoga photos, and I know people would know you for yoga and sunshine beam on Instagram. So did you have a moment where you were like, oh wow, this is a thing, like I can like make this a career, and with hosting retreats and trainings and teaching, and you did a photojournalism course, is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
So
someone's done their research.
I've seen it. Where
You've been Googling me? Yeah, well, I was doing photojournalism at Griffith in Queensland when I moved up there. Yeah. And I was just waking up super early, especially because in Queensland in summer, the sun rises so early. It was like 4 o'clock and I was like, oh, it's bright outside.
You're like, wait, it's really bright.
Yeah, so I'd wake up and I would drive like 45 minutes. I lived within like a 5-minute walk to Burleigh Beach, like Burleigh Heads, beautiful beach. But there was always so many people. And I would say it was not common at all back then. This is like in 11, 12, 13, I can't remember exactly when, to take your own photos. So like I would take my tripod and my DSLR for my photojournalism course to the beach in the mornings and just like set up a self timer, and not with a button, not with a remote. Like I'm talking old school. I would set it all up and I would press the 10-second timer, run across, do a handstand, run back and be like, how did it look? And I'd be like, oh, I'm blurry, damn it. How do I fix that? And so that was kind of how I learned to take photos, as well as how social media started, I guess, for me. And then it was a bit of imposter syndrome. So it wasn't all positive at the beginning, because I think I started to get a reputation for being a yogi before I even knew anything about yoga. So I had companies emailing me in resorts internationally, being like, hey, love your Instagram, come and teach yoga retreat at like our resort or whatever. And I was like, this is the worst idea I have ever heard. Like, do not trust me with someone else's body, because I just like flop all over the place and eventually get a good enough photo to share and then write an inspiring caption. And the captions, by the way, were like my way to vent. And so many people have been like, thank you so much for sharing this. And I'm like, it is just as much for me as it was for them. Like, I'm not preaching this, being like, oh, I know all this. It's like, I'm going through this and learning this myself and sharing it at the same time. So, so I guess it happened that way. And then when I did my actual initial teacher training, that was when I learned what yoga really was and the actual essence of it and the way to practice it, not just on your mat, but in your life. And then I was like, holy hell, mind blown. Yoga's so much cooler than I even knew. And then just got a bit addicted and love it. So, But then teaching, there's so many different layers.
I know. Did you always want to, once you went and did your teacher training, you're like, this is 100% what I want to do. Like, I want to mix yoga and make a career with Instagram with it. Is that always what you wanted to do? Or did you have an idea of a different path that you wanted to take?
I'm going to quote something that my mum once told me. And it resonated so deeply that I feel like it would be my answer right now as well. Because I still have no idea what I want to do. And that's what my mum said to me. I remember I was sitting in the car with her and we were driving. She was driving. I was too young to drive. I was probably like 13 or 14. And I remember being like, I'm so stressed at school. Like, they tell you that you need to know what you want to do when you're older. Like, I need to choose electives and stuff. It was probably for like year 10, let alone 11 and 12. I didn't do 11 and 12 because I left early. But, and I have no idea what I want to do. Like, I'm not interested in anything that they're teaching necessarily. Like, I don't have that burning passion. I'm like, that is what I'm going to do when I'm older. And Mum like pulled over the car, like took off a seatbelt. She turns to me and she goes, Sjana, I've got 3 kids. I've been at uni on and off for 28 years. I worked 3 jobs and I still don't know what I want to do. And I was like, oh, I can breathe. I was like, oh, okay. So it's okay not to know what I'm going to do ever. Like, I don't ever have to have my shit together. That's good to know. Thanks, Mum. So that was a teachable moment. And I think it probably resonates well here too. It's, I still don't know what I want to do. I'm just kind of going with the flow and trusting that I'll always end up where I need to be.
Are you inspired by anything right now that's kind of making you want to stay on the current path you're on? What inspires you to like keep going as you are?
2 things come to mind instantly, and that would be anyone who comes to my classes, or anyone who has interacted with me online. So I guess just the community of people who that slowly grows, and the more people that you're able to touch who share with you afterwards, like how much it meant to them, or just one of those tiny little things that you say that gives them an aha moment, and they're like, oh my goodness, like I was mid Shavasana and I started bawling my eyes out, and I don't know why I was crying because I was having happy thoughts. I had like an epiphany moment. I don't know why, like thank you, or just little things like that. And the feeling as well is the second one, the feeling of being so in flow that you forget the ego. And so it's those moments when you're teaching and you look around and you're like, this is my life. Like I'm not even at the front instructing. There's just something flowing through me and it's beautiful and I'm just going to let it happen. Like that feeling afterwards where you just go, I'm in the exact right place that I need to be. And sometimes that's not teaching to people. Sometimes that's just your personal practice. Like you close your eyes for 5 minutes and you connect back to your breath and you go, I am where I'm supposed to be. Doesn't matter what kind of shit I'm ignoring. I'm like, I'm safe. It's okay.
I feel like you really got that message across on our last retreat as well. We did lots of, for anyone that wasn't there, we did lots of honesty circles and just letting everyone know and reassuring them that it's okay to be where you are right now and you're still healing and it takes time, and just trusting. So I feel like that message really comes out of you on retreats. Well, the one retreat I did with you.
I wonder what people who weren't at the retreat, I guess, perceived or experienced just through socials, obviously, of that.
From meeting you and knowing you beforehand, just from, I guess I knew of you from Instagram before we even
the interworld.
And then from just emailing you and then meeting you on retreat. And I've spoken to lots of different people that are well known in the wellness scene. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but you're probably one of the actual kindest, humble people. And
stop it. I'm already blushing.
Will glow on Instagram, but in real life, your face like has this aura that glows. And for anyone that doesn't know, Sjana hangs out with the people in retreat. I saw on Instagram a week ago, she's getting acai bowls with people from the retreat. It's not it's not just a money maker for you. You're actually connecting with these women and you are friends with them. You're not just this face or facade. You're actually just such a humble human being. And so I hope that you know that about yourself, and I hope other people know that about you too.
Stop it. And exactly the same right back at you.
Oh, I'm just trying to check if there's any other questions. Oh, I just think that people should know that, and you should know that about yourself.
All right, next question, move on.
What else? Okay, do you have any goals for the next 1, 5, and 10 years?
Yes, I do. I've been working on something huge that has just exhausted me endlessly for the past year and a half. It almost broke me, literally. But I feel like I'm coming back out the other end now, so that's good. And hopefully soon I'll be able to share it with you, because that is just that was everything.
Where do we find out about this? What do we need to do? Do we need to tell
I will let you know. So I guess just stay tuned on the interwebs.
Stay tuned on the
I'll send up smoke signals as well, and I'll send up some pigeons and stuff, but in case those don't arrive to you, check the interwebs.
That kind of your 1 year goal?
1 year. 5-year, what was it, 1, 5, and 10?
Yep.
I'm not very good at, I'm really good at visualizing and like dreaming of the future. Probably too good at it to the point where like it shifts all the time. But at the moment, I guess I just want to be able to always feel joy from the inside and have it bubble out to affect the people around me and for it to become infectious. I think one of my, what do they call it? Like like when you die, what you want to be remembered for. What's that called? Say it again. It blanked out.
Legacy?
It just blanked out again. What was it?
Your legacy.
Legacy. Yes, that's it. Yeah, I think that's the legacy I want to leave behind, is just to be able to like make people happier in any way, shape or form. So I guess maintain that energy as I shift through, but know that that isn't maintainable all the time. So to just go with whatever comes. Always be a student and always be willing to be wrong, or to know that you always are wrong, probably. Yep, that's a good one. I probably always am wrong. Whatever. I'm okay to admit it. And I would love to have a family and be a mum. I just think that would be amazing. I would love to have a bit of land somewhere close to the beach-ish, but also like away from the hustle and bustle of everything. And I think it'd be really cool to have like some ducks and some goats and raise my kids just, like messily, like always dirty and out in nature playing. I think that'd be really cool. Would love to, I've got, a couple of like secret things that I can't tell you because they're the more upcoming ones.
Okay.
But they're really cool. And I'm so happy to share this with you one day. Can't give you any dates yet though, which kind of sucks. So I know that's a bit of like a teaser there for you.
No, it. I've got
and
two
then teacher training.
And what? And
then eventually teacher trainings. I think it'd be really cool.
Okay, well, you're giving me ideas, so don't say that. Dude. Okay, and I know the answer to this next question for you. What's your favorite quote?
That changes every day as well. I don't know, when you put on a spot like that, I feel like I have certain ones that I say all the time. But just because I think I've been behaviorally shaped to say those. Okay. Because I don't know, maybe that's like the wrong thing to say. It's probably the wrong thing to say. I always just tend to open up my mouth before speaking. So, before thinking, sorry. But I want to say anything by Dr. Seuss. I love Dr. Seuss.
Oh, yeah.
Those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind is a good one.
Yes.
And the one that I always say is like everything happens for a reason. But I don't actually use that often. I don't know. Maybe we should all hang out more and you can tell me what my philosophy on life is.
Well, I said a mantra on our last retreat that was so beautiful. It's the Hawaiian one. I don't want to...
Oh, the Ho'oponopono prayer?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. We had a beautiful yoga class on the heart chakra and then ended on that in a meditation, and everyone was crying and it was so beautiful.
You're at home too hard about it right now.
And it was the morning where you were like, oh, the photographer's going to come in. And then I was like, everyone's bawling. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. We'll do photos later.
It was a cleansing bawling though. It was a cleansing cry.
Yeah. And then for you is, what are 3 things that you're grateful for? And they can't be the beach, the ocean, or your dogs.
The beach, the ocean, or my dogs.
The beach, the sun, and your dogs. 3 things that aren't those that you're grateful for.
I'm grateful for your presence right now. I'm grateful for your vibrancy and your smile and your light and the way that you so effortlessly share your mission with everyone around you. I'm grateful for my breath because it allows me to be here. And I'm grateful for sensation, like just to be able to express yourself in that way, for the elements in general. That's probably way more than 3 things, whoop to daisies, but what are you going to do?
Well, that was so amazing. Thank you so much for chatting. I just loved that. That was great.
I love you. I just want to like grab your cheeks and give you a little squeeze.
Well, if anyone wants to join Sjana and I, we have one room left on our retreat in January
One room.
at Soma in Byron Bay, January 21 to 24. So it's one room for 2 people. So if you want to hang out with Sjana, you can.
That's the interesting thing about this retreat, hey? Maybe just like explain that part a little bit.
Yeah. So the thing about the retreat is you have to like who you share your room with, because it's a king bed and there's no split of the bed.
We don't have to like them. You just need to be able to tolerate them. It would just do you better if you loved them.
So you probably won't. But by the end of it, or by the end of day 1, everyone will like everyone anyway. But
everyone's family.
Yoga dome, and it's in the Byron Bay hinterland, and it's just stunning. So that'll be really fun. But hopefully,
a movie, right? Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman filmed her miniseries there. It's actually about a retreat gone wrong, I think. And I think Zac Efron's in it, Melissa McCarthy. Is that how you say her name?
I'm so in.
I know. It's gonna be crazy.
Is it out?
No, I don't think so. So it was filmed last year. So our retreat was postponed that I held last year because they were filming there. And yeah, I don't know when it's going to be out. There's not really any more details. So we'll have to chase down Nicole Kidman and find out. We can all watch it.
I think it was meant to be soon after the retreat was supposed to be, because it had to get postponed because of, life right now.
Well, maybe we can watch.
Were we supposed to be there right now? No. Yes.
Yeah.
No. What's the date today?
Yeah, we were meant to be there right now. That's so funny.
No, but so cool that we're still together.
But yeah.
Yeah. So it got postponed until January.
Which will be better because it's going to be summer in Australia.
It's going to be summer. It's going to be so freaking warm. We're going to wake up and be like, no shirt, no shoes, no problems. Oh, and it's women only. It's women only. So only bring women.
So the last 2 spots are for 2 lucky goddesses ready to join us. So yeah. If anyone has any questions, just message us. But yeah, somebody wants you to come to Chile. But yeah.
I would love to go there. I would love to go everywhere, and especially right now. Being stuck in Australia.
I don't know if people know that, because somebody from America tried to come to your retreat with me last time. But the borders are closed, you guys, for Australia. We cannot leave. You can't come in. It's very sad.
Yeah, and that's been the whole time. I think we're one of the only countries, probably just us and New Zealand. I might be mistaken. I'm not sure of any smaller countries that like we don't hear about. We kind of just hear about Australia, New Zealand, America, and Europe, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like that's what's in our news. So sorry if we're naive to it, but as far as we're aware, I think Australia and New Zealand are 2 of the only countries that have not kind of started any sort of, like international travel again. And now we're even locked like between states. So we're both in New South Wales. You're just in New South Wales, like at the border. And Claudia can't even go up like 20 minutes north.
Yeah. It is what it is, as long as people are healthy and happy.
Yeah. And there's worse places to be. Let's be honest. Australia's pretty cool and we're very lucky to be here.
Exactly. Oh.
Even in winter. And that's coming from someone who loves summer.
I'm wearing a dress and it is peak winter right now, so.
It was 25 degrees here yesterday. Me and my brother were in the backyard like sunbaking. I was like, what is going on? I mean, obviously global warming's going on and that's not something to laugh about, but I was going to enjoy it while I was there.
Yeah. I'm going to tan while I can.
Yes.
Oh. Well, okay. Thank you so much for chatting. I so appreciate this. I don't have any last words. Do you have any last words?
I love you so insanely and I can't wait to squeeze you again.
I know, so soon.
And I can't wait to squeeze everyone. Hopefully we can hug again by then.
Yeah, I think
I just miss hugs. It's really hard. My condolences to all the huggers out there, all my fellow huggers. This world sucks.
Person she is going to hug you, so beware.
Yeah. They're like 1.5 meters apart and I'm like, no, put your belly on my belly and let's just breathe together. Let's just merge into one. Cool.
That's basically in a nutshell. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll probably speak to you soon because we've got the next retreat. So I'll talk to you about that. I don't know how to hang up.
Yeah, no, it's like awkward. It's like, I'll see you soon. It's
What do
not goodbye forever. It's just goodbye for now.
Yeah. Okay.
Insert another weird quote here.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Appreciate it.
Bye, guys. We love you.
Love you.